We're not talking about that right now.
What happened? Why am I?
Go to my partner.
What's going on?
We're figuring out. Go to my partner. We got caught
But
here. We're not gonna play this game legal right bullshit.
Yes, I am.
What's up? Yeah. We are definitely playing this legal rights bullshit because look at this motherfucker trying to get tall on me with this shit. Alright, for one, this motherfucker's telling me he's coming hot on me off of a call saying I'm trying to break in. Mind you, I already had showed you guys a video of me trying to leave this damn place, so she's already had started lying. Alright? So fast forward what we need to get to, and I'll come back to this officer right here because I got something to show about this guy.
Bro, I don't like my daughter in there though. Can she come out here? I'll be out somewhere else.
Man, where you gonna go?
Huh? No, like I don't want her in the house. I've already told you guys.
You bring her out.
That where she gonna go? First of all, Queenie is telling them that I am breaking in the house, so that's already a lie. So wherever she wants to go, I don't want it to be in a house with a liar.
Well, no, but she doesn't feel safe around me. I don't feel safe for her being in there.
So are you gonna go?
It doesn't matter where I want to go. It's where I want my daughter to go. Because I don't want her to be in there because who knows what Queenie could be telling her. Because she could be saying, play along, and say anything crazy just because she's been spoiling the hell out of my daughter for the last 2 weeks, making her miss school and wanting her to switch schools to somewhere close because she wants my daughter around.
Yeah, can you bring her out here? I'll go over there. See, hey, can you do that?
What's your name?
Elise is my daughter's name. I don't want her in that house. All right. I've already mentioned that though, bro. Can you get her out?
Like, I don't know how much patience I could hold on when it comes to the way that they were like not wanting to respect what I wanted out of the whole situation, because at the end of the day, what the lady had called, Queenie had told them, was already a lie. So the fact that they were already just listening and going about what she was addressing over what I wanted was the reason why I was getting so frustrated, because they weren't even respecting anything that I was wanting. They kept having her go in and out of the house when I already had told them I don't want her in the house. So I'm over here trying to tell them, no, I'm going to go right next to the door. She needs to get away from the house because I'm going to be next to the door. And then this guy wants to come over here and tell me this, like he's
Why is this?
yeah.
Because I don't feel that you are.
Yeah, but you can't make
You asked me a question, so I'm going to answer.
Okay.
So listen.
Yeah.
Okay. I personally, based on my interaction here previously, and based on my interaction now, based on what both parties have said inside the unit, you are not mentally sound, mentally sane to be fit to have her in your custody. Okay? So what I'm doing, I already talked to CPS. They're on their way.
Okay.
Okay? I already talked to my sergeant.
Okay.
He's well aware.
Yeah, because you
He
don't have the
agrees.
credibility to say that.
Okay.
To say what I'm mentally saying or not.
Okay.
You don't.
Based on how I see this and what was said to me in the unit.
Well, what was said to you in the unit could be a lie because what was called was a lie. So you're an idiot for believing it.
Okay.
And I have the authority to do what I'm doing. So what you're going to do, you're going to pack your belongings and you're going to leave the property.
Okay. Well, I'm packing my belongings when I have my daughter
Let's
here,
go.
though.
You're not getting custody of her. Already done.
Legally?
Legally. 100%.
Okay. Why not?
Because I said so. Bottom line.
He writes the laws, guys.
Let's go.
And so it's been difficult getting a hold of them. Mind you, they took her on Thursday of the 26th, and they didn't tell me any whereabouts of my daughter until the 29th on a Sunday. And that's when they're already trying to interview me about my mental capabilities and my history, my educational history. I'm like, bro, miss me with all that shit, because at the end of the day, you guys I'm already in a position where I'm having to prove myself innocent because y'all think I'm guilty of everything, whatever the fuck she said. And what Queenie had told them was that I was choking my daughter. I told her to unalive herself. I told her to unalive herself, and that I was neglecting her. I was neglecting her food. Sorry, I was over here I'm over here sidetracked. But yeah, I was neglecting her food. Like, she was being not malnourished. I was like, ma'am, you have diabetes, okay? The fact that you could over here thinking you know what you talk about when it comes to eating, you have diabetes. Let's not forget who lost a family member due to a autoimmune disease. All right, and you're over here feeding my daughter, filling up the fucking refrigerator with Takis and cookies. She puts cookies in the refrigerator to keep them fresh, y'all. That's how much she knows about snacks. All right, guys. She puts the cookies in the refrigerator. She doesn't put them out. She puts them in the refrigerator because she wants them to last. And this lady drinks zero sugar. She has zero sugar Coke, it all stocked up in her freaking refrigerator because she's saying I could drink it because it doesn't have real sugar in it. I was like, just because it says zero sugar doesn't mean it doesn't have sugar in it. They could it could be artificial sugar in there because how the hell is this so sweet still? The only way something's sweet is because it has some sugar in there, or something, some artificial sugar. And if it's artificial sugar, they can always put it on there and say zero sugar, FDA approved. So yeah, Miss Queenie with diabetes and is has to take care. She's taking care of a handicapped 23-year-old who's not even her son, but she gets because she takes care of him, she gets this benefit every month where she doesn't have to work, and so she it's not her son, but I don't know how she got the rights to him because she obviously gets a benefit from having taken care of him, but she's getting older and she needs somebody. And because she is one of those moms who doesn't take accountability and all her kids want her to take accountability, but she thinks she's Mrs. Right all the time because Miss Queenie has a crown and can't put her ego down. She wants to be they all don't fuck with her, so they don't fuck with her. So guess what, she sees a nephew in need, but what a girl that she sees who confides in her because she's my daughter is constantly complaining about the moves I'm making because she's constantly having to move friends, constantly worried about going to Samoa because the people in her close circle, my siblings, her aunties and uncles that she trusts, are over here sabotaging the move by telling her that she's going to lose her virginity, that she's going to get disciplined in Samoa, and that these are things that she needs to watch out for because this is what she at least is telling these people in these interviews about what she's worried about in Samoa because that's what her aunties and uncles in California are talking about. This is why I moved out here to Hawaii, was to get away from that. And guess what I come to? Family friends that I will get into who on March 9th called CPS on me. And they're the ones who started this whole CPS gander. And Queenie, who wanted her to switch from Honolulu Middle School to Washington Middle School, which Honolulu Middle School is like top 3 middle schools in Hawaii as great. And mind you, we just got here, so she's transitioning in and she just got to making new friends. So I'm not trying to have her switch over, but because Queenie had made me not assume, she communicated that rides to Honolulu was going to be no problem because that was one of the things I told her. Look, I need her to have rides to school every day. She said, "Yeah, I got you because I have a car." And come to find out, it's not her car; it's her family. It's her neighbor's car. And I'll get more into detail with that. I just want to show you guys what I'm dealing with as far as why I even got to this situation in the first place. Is that I got help from a Hanai auntie that I've known before, as young as before my daughter was 12. So I was like younger than her when I met this Hanai auntie, and she's a family friend of ours. She's not even blood related. She's who we first heard the Moke accent from, which is the pigeon talk. Her favorite word was "faka." So this is that auntie that we knew of, that I relied on, but she's also one who my daughter confides in, and she's over here spoiling her. And because she wants her closer to a place where she can go to school at, because Washington Middle School is literally within a mile of her home, she wants her there. But Washington Middle School is not even on the top 10 of best middle schools. So as a caring parent who doesn't want her to transition to another middle school that is not known for its education, I'm not trying to have her transition there because I'm already getting the communication agreement that she's going to be that rights to school at Honolulu are no problem. But guess what? She missed 3 to 4 days. It was going to be her 4th day missing school in the last 2 weeks that we've been living with her. Oh, I'm over here spitting and shit. But yeah, I was eating chia seeds, y'all. I was eating chia seeds. But yes, the last 2 weeks that we were living with her, because we only lived with her for like 2 weeks, she missed 4 days of school because this lady is lying to me, having me assume that she's going to take care of the right situation in the morning. Come the morning of, she's not missing, so she's trying to make it a problem so I do switch schools. You know what I mean? she's that kind of manipulating auntie who wants it her way, and so she's trying to make it harder for me to make me switch. And I'm like, that's not what I agreed to. So if you can't come to the agreement, we're leaving. And that's what I try to do. And guess what she does? Because my daughter is not wanting to leave. So like, I don't want to leave. And she, guess what? I know what this lady would probably say to her. Play along then. Play along. Yeah, no, he's over here telling her that I don't know what she's saying to her to play along on, but just the fact that she called them saying that I'm trying to break in the house when we were clearly leaving, and I have proof with the video. That's why I'm making this video so you guys can kind of understand right there. That's kind of where I was at with why I'm homeless is because we were just living with her, and I don't want to ask anybody for help because the help that I've been giving has been hurting my situation. So I just started not wanting to ask for help. What I'm just doing is shedding light on my situation and how not to help family because at the end of the day, you could be hurting family, especially when you use the system. When CPS is involved with a family, the parent they're trying to break the parent up and say that the parent is not fit to be a parent anymore. When all I've been trying to do is be a trying parent, but people don't respect my boundaries when it comes to what I want my daughter to eat, when I want my daughter to eat, because I'm over here, I know my body. But everybody's thinking that she's malnourished, but I'm like, she's getting breakouts. She's over here um, gaining weight, and obviously, I'm not over here trying to starve my daughter to death. But I'm also trying to tell her like, you don't have to eat 3 meals a day. At least you don't have to. You just have to eat the right meals a day. What if you eat three shitty meals where it's like Takis for one meal, and then you're over here eating I don't know, crackers for another meal. Like that's 3 meals, but those three edifying meals to the body? No. What if you just ate one meal in a day that edified the body? People don't understand that, but they over here thinking that, oh no, you shouldn't be doing that to your daughter because she needs to eat. She needs to eat. I'm like, diabetic lady, no, you need to mind your business and stop getting in my way and telling me what I do just because my daughter wants to eat. And she's like, no, I want to eat. I'll eat whatever you want me to eat, auntie. That's what my daughter does because I give her that freedom. But now I'm like, all right, well, at this point, I'm needing her to know like a supply and demand is like I need to suffocate her resources so she can understand that I'm your biggest resource when it comes to survival. So you just have to eat what I eat. At this point, stop relying on everybody else's food because when you rely on other people's food source, they get mad at me because I'm not giving them. I'm like, I'm not telling you guys to feed her. I'll feed my daughter when I'm ready to feed her. And guess what? I'm not trying to starve my daughter, but I'm also telling her like, look, you don't have to eat every day. Not every day. You don't have to eat 3 meals a day. And I'm not telling her to eat 3 meals a day. I'm just telling her don't eat until afternoon, like 12 o'clock. Anytime between there, we're doing intermittent fasting where she's eating from 12 to 8 p.m. But she doesn't want to do any of that. So mind your business. If she just had to rely on me, but I have to always rely on somebody because I'm always out to work, so I need somebody to watch her, or which is why Queenie stays at home because she has the perfect setup to be at home all the time because she's always at home with fucking Lulu. So, anyways, that's it for now. I'm just coming off a lot because yeah, I've been expressing myself to a lot of different people with the same energy because it's just I get so riled up about how people have been trying to help me, but then they call CPS on me because they think they're helping me, or they think they're helping my daughter, because they're thinking that my daughter is just dealing with this toxic fucking father. When all I've been trying to tell my daughter is like, "Lo, no, you need to be understanding that I'm just an aware parent of how people have been suffocating or hurting from families losing their lives due to sicknesses." And your mom is a prime example of that. So we just got to learn lessons that you can't just be eating anything you want. And that's it, y'all. So at this point, I'm gonna just post this. I appreciate you guys for staying tuned, locked in. Love you guys. Thank you guys, and yeah, to the next one.